I'm excited to be here today. When I look at you, I see myself 17 years ago when I was at University of Zimbabwe. It's a good time to be alive, to be in college. And I hope and pray that we all manage to pass through college in a responsible manner. Of course, we can talk about the food. We can talk about the balanced diet. We can talk about all other issues, but we need to make responsible decisions. I like the poet who says, "Atipfeke makondom mairi mairi, because atapfekere kudziya." Auntie, we need to make responsible decisions. We need to have fun, but we need to have the fun in a very responsible manner. As I said, today I'm honored to be standing before you on behalf of Her Excellency, the Ambassador of Sweden to Zimbabwe. All protocols observed. Thanks to all the work that we sitting here today are doing, youth health is now firmly on the global agenda as an important issue. It is well embedded in the Sustainable Development Goals. But in as much as this has become a global issue, talking about Zimbabwe, we haven't started. We are still very far behind. At Satita Tanga. That's why we keep having these meetings. And I'm glad that somebody raised the issues of blessers. And some of us laughed, because we think it's a choice that some of the girls or some of the boys have blessers. But up until we address the push factors that are pushing the people into going out with the blessers or settling down with the blessers, we haven't started. Next year and the next year and the next year, we'll keep asking, what are you doing with the blessers? So we need to come together and address the problem, the push factor, what is pushing us into these blessers. Because the blessers were there when I was at college, and they are still today there, 17 years down the line. So we need to be really serious and just not talk, but walk the talk. My topic today is youth health investments are sustainable investments. What does this mean? It simply speaks to our country, Zimbabwe, to make wise decisions, to invest wisely. Because what we saw in the youths of today is what the output will be in 10 years' time. It means we need to invest in the very beginning of life, in the basic pillars of well-being and prosperity, and that is the health and education. It means recognizing the critical importance of youth development and investing sufficiently to fully promote youth health and well-being. It is acknowledging that we will not progress much in reducing gender inequalities, including the manifestations of gender-based violence, ending AIDS, or reducing unwanted pregnancies if we do not invest in the health of our young people. Sweden believes that with youth comes dynamism, innovation, and optimism. We are saying we can look at the orator who came here today. We are saying let's invest in those modes of information dissemination, because all of us were listening to him. So let's invest in those channels of communication to make sure that everybody hears about health education. Everybody knows how to use a condom. More than ever before, there is a global understanding that long-term social, economic, and environmental development would be impossible without engaging the young people. The young people know what the issues are. the young people know how to address these issues. So we need to give them a platform to do that. And as Sweden, we are committing once again today to say we will continue to support such platforms where we give the young people a voice. But what we are also calling upon, thank you. What we are also calling upon is for the stakeholders, the policymakers, the decision makers that are here today and that are listening, that it's not only giving the young people a platform to speak. It calls for you to open your ears to listen to what they're saying. It calls for you to act on what the young people are saying. Otherwise, we keep coming back every year and speaking the same thing. I know as adults and as stakeholders, as decision makers, we have got a tendency to be defensive. We have got a tendency to put the blame on somebody else. We have got a tendency to think that young people are just speaking for the sake of speaking. But young people have the answers to what we are facing. Allow me to conclude by saying, investing in young people's health is not an agenda for tomorrow, but it should be part of our today's to-do list. We cannot keep saying, let's put it on the agenda. The agenda has to be today. What we are talking about today has to be implemented today, because we have a culture of procrastinating, of saying we are going to address this issue in our next meeting. We are going to follow up this issue in our next meeting. We need, Mr. Jimmy, to have meetings that resolve issues today and now. Once again, allow me to thank everyone who has spared their time to listen to the young people of Zimbabwe today. I would like to thank you all for giving me this opportune moment to talk to you during this conference. Let us continue working together to ensure our commitments turn into action. Action that can be seen and felt in the lives of every Zimbabwean, especially the young people. And today, being the International Day that we recognize human rights, we are calling upon the youth of today to claim their rights and their rights to health. I thank you.